Wait. You can't talk about that yet because I haven't done my introduction yet. Welcome back. This is episode 38 of the Don't Think Too Hard podcast. The podcast brought to you by Patrick, Andre, Johnny, and myself, Matchy. We're live, back again. Happy Easter, everybody, for those of you who celebrated it. And if you haven't, I hope you enjoyed your beautiful, beautiful days off.
See.
Welcome back. What else is there to say outside of these pile of wanks back here completely shot the bed? But in my professional opinion, I think we stray away from any and all sort of football talk because I will get a minor case of depression. All right.
I was gonna ask if you guys saw my story this morning, and I was very excited to comment on the demise of Mourinho, and then Harry Kane decided to see like, no, not yet. He's not finished yet.
Well, can you give me a second? Oh, there we go. End of Mourinho. I have just seen that story. Yes. Is it the end of Mourinho?
Literally a minute left. A minute later, I'm like, oh, I have to rescind that comment twice.
Listen, but here's the thing. At this point, it's not even Andre left. Andre's going to be bouncing in and out of the stream. He's got.
That's that FIFA Ultimate Team server quality.
That's what it is. Andre's working with EA Sports right now. That's how bad his internet is. Yeah. So I don't know if
swag gangsta thug life.
This is. Thanks for your input, Andre. We'll get back to you later. We'll get back to you when you come back. Yeah. So I don't even know if that's like. That's not Jose Mourinho magic. That is Harry Kane carrying the team, right?
Yeah. That's the crazy thing.
It's kind of like, I think he's a little bit washed up now. I'm a huge fan of Jose Mourinho. You got to roll the R like the Portuguese people. They roll the R's. Mourinho. Listen, I'm a huge fan of him. I think he was a great manager. I think now it's a time where his style of play. Like football kind of the way it works is it grows systematically. Like you have one set of systems that work. Remember when tiki-taka was a thing? You try playing tiki-taka now, you will get slaughtered. And I feel that style of inviting pressure into your own half, like the way that Mourinho typically is stereotypically styled to play, that doesn't work anymore because like teams when they see you're sitting back now, they will fly 7 or 8 men into the box with you, and it becomes a clusterfuck. And there's little to no chance of trying to stop that. But
also,
go ahead.
Like the
man, I can't.
Andre?
Go ahead.
Oh, anyway, the player development, Player development's changed so much. Where like back in the day, you would have maybe 1 or 2 speedsters on every team, but now it's like the pace of the game is changed so drastically that
that's what it is.
Attacks is
that's why you don't see players like Sergio Biscuits. Yeah, I'm calling him Biscuits. Sergio Biscuits controlling midfield, like the play. Like these players are outstanding, but like you said just a few seconds ago, the pace of the game is so incredibly fast that the players that make it out of the academy, you look at them now and they're nothing but speedsters. Rarely
nothing but speedsters.
What?
Oh, you guys heard me right on time that time. I was just saying random shit to see if you can catch me.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
okay. What I want to say real quick before I smack out. Oh my god!
No, you're good.
Lost it again. Yo, before I clap out, I just want to say I don't want to diss Mourinho too bad because they're still above us. So I can't say too much or say anything beyond that. Continue.
Oh, in terms of Arsenal, right? Because not every viewer knows you're an Arsenal fan, Andre. Even though you're ashamed of it, you're never supposed to be ashamed of your favorite team. All right. The only thing you should be ashamed of is Aubameyang's new haircut.
Yo, this guy looks like Travis Scott mixed with Ty Dolla $ign.
Right?
And I don't know where.
I don't know. Dude, can I be honest with you?
Midlife crisis.
He got rid of the fin. He had that little fin. Or no, he had like a little like afro now, but like he got rid of the fin, and dude, he turned it into like, are those dreads or twists? Because I never know the difference. Those are twists. That thing that Aubameyang has.
Twist. Yeah.
He got those.
But
It's
those
like
are
minus.
weave twists, bro.
It's like minus 10 pace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just sometimes your haircut gives you pace, and sometimes it doesn't. Like when Leroy Sané had like the dreads on Man City, he was insane. He immediately turned into an afro. It was like minus 5 pace. He looks so sluggish out there now, and it's like I don't know. It's just a weird correlation.
Did you see Sané play before he left?
I have. Wait.
Before he
left City. Before he left City. Before he got injured.
He was nasty.
And he had a fro. That's all I'm saying.
No, he had those like dreads.
Those are like preseason.
Yeah,
like but every once in a while.
He had.
No. I was just making a joke of a court. I was just making a joke. But it's like so your haircut. Your hairstyle gives you plus 10 or minus 10 pace. Royce, when he had the little hedgehog flip, the Dortmund haircut, he was nasty. Immediately COVID happened. Man did not see a barber. He had this like wonky mop thing.
Oh yeah.
And it just like his legs looked out of shape because of his haircut.
You know what it is? Is because the trim gives the man them confidence, right?
That's what it is. So yo, Jadon Sancho, bro, Jadon Sancho was shit all year because they didn't let him get a haircut. The second he got a haircut, man turned back into 2020 Sancho.
Bro, I saw Trent Alexander-Arnold after a quarantine, after the first lockdown. I was like, oh, you've seen rough times.
Remember Conte?
Yo.
Conte had that little patch of hair here, or like right in the middle of his head. It's like, dude, he wasn't Conte, man. Conte's got to have the bald top.
That's why Thiago is smart. This guy balded his head from way back. So he's like, just in case, I can just.
Yeah. So I think we're under. I think we're all in agreement that your haircut adds and decreases stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Like if Ronaldinho was bald, he wouldn't be the same player.
Yeah, didn't Dinho have short hair when his youth days? Yeah, didn't he have short when he played on like Brazil's U21? He had like short hair. Yeah, I don't know who that's not Dinho.
That's not Dinho. That's like Majin Buu, but before he became like that pink blob guy who just laughed at everything and demolished the whole story arc in that time, bro.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, Johnny.
Yes.
How's Milan been playing? Because I know that your rivals are literally running away with the Serie A.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening. But, we're playing... Like, I can actually enjoy watching us lose a game because I know we'll play well to a certain degree, although I'll be unhappy. Yeah. I won't say, I'm not watching next week.
I feel that. I feel like with Dortmund right now, I'm what you were last year. Where it's just you go into a game against Frankfurt or Augsburg or Union Berlin's nasty, but Union Berlin, and I'm sitting there before the game and I am like, for the love, like they have a corner kick and I'm like, for the love of God, just don't concede this corner. And it's like littlest things in the game just kill it for me. And it's healthy. Like it's not. So it's not good. And it's gonna be a tough summer. We're most likely not going to make Champions League. So I'm going to be with Andre staring outside of Champions League. What are you
talking about? We're not even in Europe.
Yeah, but like outside. Bro. Listen, Europa League isn't a thing. All right, I don't consider Europa League a real competition. Like that is the Champions League's little brother that no one gives a shit about.
European money is European money, bro.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm happy about is that we got at least a little bit of funds for transfer window. Because
with the way COVID has killed everything.
We might possibly 25% chance get Dybala because
I saw that.
Playing. So I'm like,
dude,
if he comes to Milan, I
want to ask you guys this because Dybala was also rumored to Spurs. My friend, diehard Juve fan, he's upset because Dybala is his favorite player, right? And he really wanted Ronaldo to leave. He wanted Ronaldo out of the two to leave because there was always speculation between, all right, who's leaving, Dybala or Ronaldo? Just like there isn't another 12 guys who did absolutely nothing on the team all year.
Yeah.
The fact Bernardeschi is still in a Juve shirt is baffles
and
my mind.
Dybala's struggling to start, bro.
Yeah, and it's
madness.
So, what would you guys do if you were Juve's board of directors? Do you take your loss on Ronaldo, accepting that you got him, you brought him here to win you a Champions League? You failed to do that. You failed to win the league. Like, do you take the loss and move on from Ronaldo, and then start figuring out the way you had it figured out before, and that's poaching the best talents from Serie A and kind of making them that much better, kind of what the Bayern Munichs do in the Bundesliga? Or do you sell Dybala for the most you're going to get him in his entire career? Because I think now you have to pay a premium for Dybala. I think he's that good. Do you sell him, take the money, and go for another run with Ronaldo? Like, what do you choose?
If I was part of Juve as a Milan fan, I would just pull up Bartomeu and just collapse the whole club and then bring Dybala over and then switch over mysteriously to Milan. But like on a serious note, they're kind of stupid to sacrifice or like put Dybala's career on hold just so that they can get a short little influx of cash from Ronaldo.
Agreed. 100%.
Like,
I think
it would have made more sense if they brought Ronaldo, like if they use Ronaldo like how Milan's using Ibra, where it's like, okay, he's a talisman, but we all know that his stay here is not going to be as long as it was before. So just use his experience. He's there to mentor the youth and just make sure that our young strikers know how to grind out games and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, okay, toodles. Thanks for your service. Agreed.
Put him on a 2-3 year contract, and honestly, if you take a loss on him, you're a rich enough club to be able to do so, and just move on. But
honestly though, financially, since they already made the mistake, it would be smarter to sell Dybala at this point. And build a squad around Ronaldo to go for 1 or 2 more years to see if he can get it. But also with Pirlo as coach, like
that's if Ronaldo stays injury free for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's what Juve is doing. Juve bought a brand new they have a Ferrari. They had a Ferrari. They bought a crazy new engine in Ronaldo,
and they put regular gas in the engine.
Yeah. Or I was gonna go under more of the impression, but like it'd be like they used toy wheels.
Toy pistons.
And like a representation of Pirlo, like a young managerial experience.
The person driving the car is blind.
Legos. He put Legos.
Yeah. Okay.
As the cylinders, fam.
The person driving the car is a child, like Andre said, or blind. But I'm gonna go blind because Pirlo had the best vision on the pitch, but more of like a child, inexperienced.
Off his own wine.
Yeah. So
that's mad.
That's another thing. You guys know Steven Gerrard just stormed away with the Scottish League trophy.
Rangers.
Yeah. So it's like, do you think that, how like a lot of these managers that are like retired, for example, Arteta, Pirlo, like playing at these massive clubs, being incredible players for these clubs. People are saying Xavi's going to manage Barca. And it's like
need to chill on all that.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying, like, if a player turned manager has an opportunity to coach their team, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that's the dumbest situation for both parties. If you want to grow as a manager, put your ass in a smaller league and grind it out.
Yeah. Or like
learn the fundamentals of the game on a less
give them a secondary position, like you're an apprentice to the actual manager or assistant coach.
Yes.
So okay, in this club where I used to play, this is how the manager is supposed to operate. All right. I shouldn't do that because he got fired. Okay, I won't do that then. I will do that because now he's getting praise from the board.
Yeah. Cool. Right. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like Pirlo came in, and no disrespect to Pirlo, he might be a good manager. I just feel he was like wrongly thrown under the bus.
No.
You don't think so?
How would you know if he's a good manager? It's his friggin' first job.
Yeah, it's his first job. It's his first. I think. Listen, with how good and how smart of a player he was, in my head, he has the makings of to become a decent manager, but I feel Juve wrongly threw him under the bus, and it discredited his ability.
Maradona is a genius, and look what he did to Argentina.
That's what I'm saying. How do you teach people who struggle if you're
already a genius?
Well, obviously he worked he worked hard and stuff, but he had natural ability that no one else had.
Like, if you look how do you teach people to struggle? Coaches, like, even we're talking about Mourinho before. Mourinho, while he was in his prime, he was never a great player. I didn't even know he played.
I didn't know Pep was a player. I didn't know Pep. To be fair though, Pep does have an icon card in FIFA. I don't know how or why, but apparently there's an icon card.
On my life, I thought Mourinho was one of those rare managers that never played football in their lives, but somehow got a managing job.
Jurgen Klopp played right back for Mainz.
Fun fact. I remember watching an interview. I was like, this guy was a defender. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But defender.
That's why he loves fullbacks like that.
Yeah, maybe
Robertson, bro. But if you look at all the best managers in the world, they're never great players. So because of that, they have to figure out the game tactically instead of like, oh, let me use my technique to get out of the situation. It's like, no. I actually have to be smart in how I use my players so that they can help me get out. And so they have to build that way.
You guys said, was Maradona a good manager for Argentina? No, he was shit. But can you answer? Was Maradona a smart player, or was he just so good that he could take the ball and dribble past everyone?
But you have
there's a difference there.
If the rest of your team is garbage, he's like, well, it wouldn't be smart to give them the ball because I'm better than him.
That's what I'm saying. like listen, you watch some of Messi's I was watching a YouTube video of like Messi's crazy IQ, where the way he would like look around and like there'd be an offside ball that like he wouldn't move for because then he'd be called offside, and the ball would pass him, sail to a player, his teammate, and then that would make him into an onside position, and his player would just cut it back to Messi, who's completely unmarked because he was previously offside. Yeah. It's like those crazy 1,000 IQ plays.
But you need a player who's also smart to play alongside you. If you're just a smart guy and the rest of your team is lagging behind in that IQ department, then you're just throwing bricks at walls.
Another one. This one's a bold thing. Was Dino a smart player or was he just magic?
Dino was he's beyond genius. Okay.
No. He was magic. But like, listen, the way he could pick. Was he a smart player though?
He could pick out a pass.
Yeah. Okay.
He controlled every game tempo-wise.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I always thought of Dino.
Coach.
I always thought of I think Dino would be an awful coach.
Be like, yes.
You're doing great, man. You're doing great, man. Shit, bro. Dino would be awful as a manager, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Like I keep thinking about Dino, and outside of his moments of magic, like I think do you think he controlled tempo, or did he get the ball and do stuff? Like every time he had the ball, he did stuff.
No. I have recorded games, Champions League games of him playing against Milan, and that was when Milan was like defensively solid. And this guy, he got the ball, he would probably take 3 touches, and the third touch would be a through ball, and he'll be in his own half. And it's like, I didn't even see that run. What did he do? Or
I see that, but like I also think that's just moments of brilliance. And maybe Andre is right. Maybe it is a little bit of both.
It's both. He didn't have moments of brilliant. He was just brilliant.
Just a brilliant player.
Mentally, physically, all of it.
I was watching an El Clasico, and the way he single-handedly decimated a Galacticos team that consisted of Beckham, R9, Carlos, Raul, etc., is just whoa.
And he did it all while being friends. He could go for beers with them later, and they'll be like, "Hey, Dino, what's good?" That's how sick he was. You can't even be mad at him.
A player who's so good that they don't have to be smart is Neymar. Neymar is dumb.
Neymar,
but he's just so good. he can dribble past
so is
players,
Maradona.
score
Maradona.
No. We're not comparing Maradona to Neymar.
Did you guys hear Neymar got his 3rd red card in the last 14 games?
Yeah, because he's dumb.
I agree.
That's a player who could definitely not coach, bro. He'd just like, yo, you just kick the ball over his head, do a 360 spin, get the ball, put it through his legs, and then you open up. Now you score. And then
you know who else I think? You know who else? Sorry, Johnny, then Jordy. No. You know who else I think would be a terrible? I know he's really young, but Haaland would be a terrible. He's a dumb player, man. He's so smart positionally, like in his positioning, and it's just brute strength.
Yeah.
Asking to pick out a pass, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. So
the only legendary player that I know that changed the tactics of football is Johan Cruyff. Because I remember hearing that Pep got his idea of tiki-taka and like Rondo and the style of play at Barcelona. That all came from Cruyff. Yeah. So Cruyff was legendary. That's the only guy. So he's an ultimate genius.
Yeah, but I feel Cruyff was also, Cruyff was one of those players that was also blessed with uncanny ability. Yeah, like the way he was able to, like I don't know what the word is for this, but like say an entire play is in, for example, this section of the field. He's one of those players that one turn and the entire play switches over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was so good at like
read the game really well.
Yeah. And he was really good at like shifting momentum. Well, like I can't say that because I never watched him. I just kind of quoting, my father and older peers who had the opportunity of watching him. I think Cruyff is one of those players that selfishly I kind of wish I was able to watch a little bit more. Well, period. Not a little bit more, just watch in general. I feel like he's one player that would be absolutely unreal to watch.
And if Pep gets his whole style of play, so without Cruyff, there's no Man City that we're watching right now.
There's no Barcelona 2007 or 8.
Barcelona or Man City. That's crazy to say.
No way.
That's how impactful Cruyff was to football. 40, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
This guy, genius. But other than that, if you're good at football, like Lampard, you should have just stayed at Derby because what you did to your club, but
Lampard was one of those players where I think he was just a smart player. You know what I mean? I don't think he was that technically gifted. Like he was good. He had to be technically gifted to be a professional football player, and he was a good player. But I don't think he was anything that like stood out. I don't think he didn't have the craziest shot. He didn't have the most unreal vision. He didn't have the most blistering really pace. Player. He was just a good player.
Lampard's one of those guys where you're in like advanced calculus and you're like, yo, how did you get this? I don't know. I just did it.
Yeah.
What did you do? I just did it. Okay, thanks for your help.
And he wouldn't get like 99s. He'd go through everything doing like 88%, 88. He like high 80s. He was consistently at a high level the whole time, but he was never unreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just a very good student, but can't explain why he's good. I'm like, okay, yeah. I guess you're just a genius, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So. That's that.
Yeah, because I would watch him do press conferences, and the way he would talk about his players, like it was a bit too raw for me, bro. Like this, I remember one game, I think they lost to Burnley, and he was like, "I learned a lot this game." I was like, "Oh my days, he's gonna tear them a new one in the change room." That doesn't do well for confidence, bro.
I was watching the Man City Amazon documentary.
Yeah.
and it was like this little clip of Pep in the locker room. This guy storms in. Everybody, shut up! Everyone, sit down, sit down. And it's like, listen, when I came here, I told you I was going to make mistakes. I told you, you have to trust me. And like he didn't like, and then he like made a play, and they went on to win that game. I forget what it was, but it was like
Did you see the part with with Fabian Delph? And he's like, it's the basics. When all else fails, we go back to the basics of football, mate. It's the basics. You run after the loose balls. You make your runs, cross it in. It's the basics, lads.
I feel like
and then
the basics gets you to a level of Frank Lampard.
Yo, that's what you got. That's what we gotta show kids these days. You don't show him. Oh, we lost Andre.
Hopefully he gets back.
We don't show him the Messis and Ronaldos and say aspire to this. You say no. Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard, Lampard.
Frank Lampard.
When you train hard every day, that's what
you get. Because it's like if I'm a coach, I'm never gonna be like, hey, watch these highlights. Learn from their magic. No.
Are you insane?
No. You know what you're gonna be doing? You're a center back. You're learning from Socrates. You're a center back. You're learning from Ruben Diaz or whatever his name is. You're a center midfielder. Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard. Learn it. You're an attacker.
Don't even look at Iniesta. If I see you watching Iniesta clips, I'm backhanding you. You're getting benched for the next 3 games.
Right? It's like no. You're a striker. You know what? Not even Lewandowski. Lewandowski might be too advanced.
No.
Fucking Van Nistelrooy.
You gotta watch Van Nistelrooy and Giroud.
Yeah,
these are the guys you gotta watch them, learn their craft.
Real shit. Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't know. If I was a coach, I don't know. I always thought that I'd be a pretty decent coach. Like I was like after I'm done playing soccer, like after my knees fail, it's maybe I'll look into like, I don't know, training kids. But the more I think about it, and the more, because I was so like, I feel like I'm a very one-dimensional player, especially with the way I play. I don't think I'd be a good coach. I think about that with me too. Like there's some things I just assume that everybody should know. Yeah.
And I don't need to explain that. But as a coach, you have to.
You have to. And it's like one of those things where if you're a coach, you really have to cater and like systematically
adapt.
Adapt the system to fit your players. Because I feel like a lot of coaches do that they fail to realize is they have it backwards. They try to put the players they have in a system.
Their fantasy.
Yeah, into a system that does, rather than creating a system to get the most out of. And I feel like that was the biggest issue with Lampard. I thought that was the biggest issue with Lampard. I thought that Lampard
and Mourinho too.
Mourinho, yeah, but like especially Lampard, like okay, you have Havertz, you have Timo Werner, rather than creating a system to perfectly fit their kind of play styles, to kind of mesh well with their personalities. No, it's like you try to put them into your shitty system. Timo Werner's playing left wing back for half the fucking season. It's like, listen, and now this is the exact result of what happens when you try to force a player into a different system. Timo Werner is now struggling for Germany, and
you mixed up his identity. He doesn't know who he is as a player.
And it's completely confidence shattering. And poor guy. Like I was a big Timo Werner guy, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is Timo Werner is the exact example of why the Bundesliga sucks." It's like, no, listen, the Bundesliga is an incredibly offensive league with weaker defenders. Fine, you could argue that, no problem. I have no issues arguing with that. The difference is that Timo Werner was still a 40-goal scorer. The fact he went from a 40-goal scorer to a 3-goal scorer, that's not a league difference. That is confidence shattering. That is playing in a wrong system. That is just complete like nerves completely shattering with his complete like mentality and confidence and everything of the source. Like you don't go from an elite level, changing a league. And listen, the Premier League might be tougher. The Premier League might have bigger and stronger defenders, but you don't go from an elite goal scorer to a reserve player in terms of goal production. And it's like
you do when you go to Chelsea.
Yeah, but you like
even with Thiago at Liverpool,
That's
like,
another thing.
Even like I know Klopp is a good coach, but if you watch, Thiago is the best deep lying midfielder.
Yeah,
Probably, maybe other than Verratti right now.
Verratti. You could
Them
say
two are one of the
Modric maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them three are the best deep lying midfielders. But I watched Thiago and he's playing so far up the pitch, and people are saying, "Oh, this guy's useless. He's a flop, whatever." He's like, no, he's just not being utilized properly.
Yeah, agreed. It's like exactly. You utilize Thiago in a Bayern system beside Kimmich, where Kimmich can be that guy who runs up and down the pitch like a maniac. You have Thiago who sits back and like you just let him do his thing. Yeah, you let him control the pace. You let the game controlled by his pace, if that makes sense. I don't know if I said that right, but it's like, listen, you put Thiago in a position where he can succeed, you win the Champions League. And I know Thiago didn't do it alone, but you watch the way he controlled play for Bayern Munich in that Champions League run.
Bro,
he was the best player on the pitch.
Against PSG, I don't know if he won man of the match, but he deserved to, because 100%. He controlled that mid. And that's against Verratti. That was against, if Draxler was subbed on, Di Maria,
Neymar.
Yeah. So much talent in the mid, and there's one guy handled everything. And
that's you know crazy. You know what the thing is when you have a player like that midfielder, that deep lying midfielder, you know what it allows you to do? It allows you to utilize your fullbacks to unbelievable extents. Like the fact, listen, I love Klopp, but I'm watching the way Liverpool play, and
it's
theoretically,
one-dimensional.
Agreed. Theoretically, you with the acquisition of Thiago, Trent and Robertson should be your best fucking players. Because the way you could set up is your two center backs and have Thiago kind of hovering right in front of them. And that automatically turns into like a 3-back system where your fullbacks can bomb up and down the field. And then you have that distribution ability from Thiago to distribute the ball to Trent, to Robertson, to Firmino in front of you, to Henderson beside you. And I don't see that. Instead, I see Thiago playing up front, trying to feed Mane and Salah. And it's like, Thiago's the first ball. Yeah, exactly.
He's not that kind of player.
No. Thiago's best role is being the player where it's the first ball out of his half. You know what I mean? He's the first ball that starts the play from starts an attack from your half. I think that's where Thiago shines the most. And you don't see that.
Yeah. So that's why I think I would just be a very good trainer. I'll be very happy. Like individual training, I'll be so happy if I just took a player and then whatever drills we did, whatever they needed to work on, and I actually saw them develop as a player. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to watch you play in a game. I'm not even affiliated with this team or whatever. I just want to see you play. And then I see how their gameplay is changing. I'll be like, then I'll find a source of joy in that. But as a coach,
that's gonna be with your kid.
Or I don't even care. Like whatever. If I don't know what the future holds, but if there's ever a time where, hey, you want to train this team, and then I train this team, and then whatever, I don't coach it, but I help.
Oh, you'd be that cool. You'd be that cool trainer who comes in all cool, hailing up the players, and it's like, all right, boys, time to get to work. And it'd be like, I love those trainers,
and they know they're gonna have a sick practice.
That's it's gonna be all like technical. It's gonna be all technical and like physically based practices. Those are the best. But I feel like as a coach, my biggest thing with the coach, and especially at the youth level, like Andre, you weren't here. But Johnny and I were talking about how would we feel if we turned into a youth coach? Like let's say we stopped playing footy and we became a youth trainer. I think he's frozen again. Oh no, he's okay. He's back.
He's good.
And so we were talking about how I made the comment where I feel like I'm such a one-dimensional player that I don't think I'd be able to train. I don't think I'd be able to be a good coach, because Johnny made the another point where he said, I wouldn't be able to be a good coach because I'd be like, you should already know this. Like, just do it. You know, you have a situation and you should be able to do it. And like,
it's like teaching algebra, but your students don't know how to add or subtract.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'd be a fire coach because my whole life, bro, my whole life is a struggle, G. You never understand me. Like, I've been so exceptionally mediocre at everything that I do that I feel like I am perfect to be able to get people up from low standing into something exceptional. Because, like, I know what you need to do to succeed. I know what you need to do. You just, not everyone can do it. You know what I mean?
You be the most relatable coach, bro. A player will be your best player would be down. It's like, bro, I've been there. Don't worry about it. All you gotta do is just go back to the basics.
I've been at the same stage as you. I've dribbled through the whole team. I've been kicked in the knees. I've been injured, man. You just gotta get up, get your shit out of your ass, and move on.
So what? You dislocated your shoulder and you're hemorrhaging internally from your kidneys. Get up, suck it up, and get back out there, bro. I've been there, bro.
Listen. You're my center back, man. I need you playing right back as well. The right back shit. It's like Andre.
If my center back's not scoring at least 10 goals this season, we're gonna have a problem.
Yo, that's your motivational speech, bro.
Andre as a coach to a center back. Listen, when I was young, I had a left back who went for fucking winger runs as well. You gotta cover for his ass too.
No, before games, you'd be like, listen, as a former center attacking right back, what I'm seeing on the pitch right now is just unacceptable. All right, I was doing 4 jobs and you guys can't even do the one that I gave you. Step it up, boys. And they'll go out in second half, win the game.
That's what it is.
I can't do
Andre's
that.
Gonna be a motivational speaker.
I can't do that. Like, bro, just score.
The one thing I've learned is if I'm coaching a team and they win a trophy, despite how they play, I should show some sense of happiness to win. Because when you berate a team after a victory and then ask, why are you guys all sad? One, you should be happy.
Bro, that was, why would you bring that up? That was crazy. The man said, I don't even know if we're going to win Ofsa playing like this. He's like, sir, you just won Rafsa for like the 4th year in a row. Can you can I live?
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
This is why I wouldn't be a good coach. This is why I wouldn't be a good youth coach. Because as a youth coach, your main purpose is to develop your players, right?
Oh yeah.
My thing is, as a youth coach, I would care way too much about the result, which would jeopardize the development of my personnel.
I'm like, Tommy, I know you want to play striker, but you've gone goalless for the last 13 games. Now, why on earth would I start you over Michael? Okay? 13 goals, 13 games. You, none. What would make sense if you're in my position? You would bench you. Sit down, please. I don't want to talk to your parents after the game either. Tell them take your book. I don't want to see you ever again.
Take your book as in PTSD because that was me. My coach said, "Thank you for the season. Here's your book."
Yo, that's crazy.
The season wasn't even over.
Bro, I left in the middle of. I left the team at halftime.
It was one of my brothers.
No, I didn't wait. I was about to say I did that at halftime too, but I don't think it was at halftime. I remember because it was funny. I left the team. We won the game. Everyone was like chilling, talking. I like walk up to the coach. He's like, "Oh, Andre, decent game." I was like, "Yeah, can I have my book?"
Yeah, my brother. It was like one of those cold days, and it was like one of those. It was a season where like, the team it was a good team. Like they blew the league out of the water. They had like. I don't know, like a 10-point lead on first with like 2 games left. They won the league at this point. And it's like it's like 2 games left, freezing, rain coming down. My brother's not playing. And he's like, dude, we won the league. What the fuck are you actually trying to like accomplish here? And then, no joke, I think it was like mid-game where apparently he asked them to warm up. And my brother got up and said, I'm not warming up for you ever again. Can I have my book? And the guy's like, if I give you my book, you're not coming to practice. He's like, oh, I wasn't gonna play I wasn't gonna come to practice anyways.
Yo, I think I remember him telling that story too.
Yeah. So
that was a joke.
Honestly, I feel him, bro. Yo, if it's cold, yo, I don't care if we're up to nothing. Yo, play me. Like, I'm not trying to sit and freeze.
That's what it is. It's like I don't know. Yeah, it's brutal. My worst cutting was when the season wasn't over yet. It was a practice. We had like 2 games left, and it was at the stage of the season where we weren't gonna fight for promotion. Like we were in I think first division at the time, and we weren't gonna fight for promotion. We were I think mid-table at best, and we had like 2 games left in the season. It was at the time where we were dealing with like a lot of injuries, so we were calling up the younger A team to come play with us. And what happened was it was like their season ended early, so they had a lot of call-ups. They had no need for me, and at practice he's like, we won't be needing your services anymore. Here's your book. Thank you. And I was like, crazy. Oh, yeah. And I walked to the car. I remember crying on the way home, but it was all good. No, I remember crying in my room when I got home. Yeah. It was dude.
Them ones. That's why I couldn't be a coach. Because there's always gonna be at least one player in like your 20 years of coaching where you traumatize the absolute hell out of. And then they remember you. He's like, yeah, if I see that guy in a dark alley.
Oh, I always kind of tell myself, it's like my biggest dream was to one day just verse that team again. Just one day verse that team again. And I just want to, I want like my entire life. It happened. Okay, fuck. I'll tell the story. So I was gonna keep it anonymous, but I was like thinking about it. I'm like, fuck. I'll tell the story.
Forget this guy, bro.
I get cut, right? And we meet them at the tournament. I think Andre was playing for that other team as well. So we meet them at the tournament.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it was like I think it was a
That's
group stage.
That's the team I took my book back from too.
Wait, is this a team I know?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. And so we met them at the tournament, and like I didn't know they were playing. I didn't know Andre was playing. I didn't know they were playing. I had no contact with Andre like at that time. And I said, I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm thinking, oh shit, no, that has to be their youth team. Because they didn't register under their name, they just registered under their city and like an abbreviation for whatever their team name was. I was like, that has to be the younger team. Like it's impossible. And I see the trainer walk in the parking lot. I'm like, holy shit! This is like 2 years after I got cut. No, 3 years after I got cut. So we start playing. The game starts, and like I've never been more fired up. My coach wanted to bench me to start the game.
Oh, that's nuts.
And I was like, I let it happen. I let him happen. And he's like, so we talked before the game, right? And he's like, how are you feeling, Machi? I'm like, I am so fired up. Like I'm fucking amped. And he benched me. And he's like, and smart guy, because like, I don't know, you dumb coach, smart guy. He kind of said, he's like, listen, I don't want your emotions too rattled. We're going to let you calm down a bit. We're going to let the game develop, and then I'm going to put you in, and I want you to play hard. So he puts me in. I'm in for the rest of the game. And it's like, I remember this one specific play where the ball came down, and I, like, chested it, and it was one of those, like, controlled, and it was like my body, my mind didn't think. My body just did it, and it was like one fluid motion just to the left, to the right. And I went through 3 guys with one motion, and I made a crazy switch to the other side of the pitch, and all I heard was one of the moms going, "Is that Machi?" Oh, I was like, this is what I wanted. This is what I fucking wanted. And then it just the play developed, and then I got the assist that like crossed the ball to the top of the box to Andrew for the first time shot, and we ended up winning that game. So that was, and then there was a scrap at the end of the game too. And like I remember there was a scrap, and in the last episode we mentioned Quabs. Quabs was on that team, and there was a scrap at the end of the game, and me and Quabs are trying to like separate it. I look over, Andre's like on the bench. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I think you were hurt that game, right?
The chaos.
No, yeah, Andre. I remember Andre was hurt. Andre didn't play that game because he was hurt.
I got hurt later. That's the one that like knocked me out. I swear I played. Did I not play?
No, I don't think you played. I think you were on the. But I wanted you to play. Me because we talked before the game, and then Andrew and I were like, "Yo, are you playing?" And you're like, "No, I got fucked up with the last game." No, I think you did. Maybe you did play for a little bit, but then you got subbed out. Or no, you got.
There was one game where I got like not. I'm pretty sure one game I knocked like when I played you, I got like knocked out for a bit because I remember Andrew friggin' picking me up off the floor because I was playing against.
Maybe that was that game. I don't know,
so
but I remember.
I
remember you were hurt.
That's the only time he played you outside.
Yeah, I remember. I just remember that when we did play and that fight broke off, I looked over to try to find you, and like you're just chilling on the bench like this, like not my problem. Like I don't give a fuck. I was like ratings. I think Andre's frozen again. It's all good. But yeah, so that's one of my greatest youth accomplishments. Just hearing that mom say that, and it was just like,
bro,
fucking yes.
I've had so many, like, if I was more socially aware as a kid, I was because my rep career, my dad was it was so volatile. But if my dad didn't like something about what was going on at the club, instantly we're gone. So I moved between like 4 or 5 different clubs over 10 years.
Yeah.
So there were times where 1 year I'm facing off against a club that I just left. And then the next year I'm facing the club that I'm facing. It's the same game, but I'm on the other side. So it'll be like Youth, Brampton East. I'm on Brampton Youth. I just left Brampton East. Next season, I'm on Brampton. I'm playing Brampton Youth. And I'm looking at the stands and at the players and the coaches, and they're like, "Yo, this guy, we're gonna break him or whatever." It's been crazy.
Yeah,
but it's been fun.
Listen, man. Youth soccer, just I don't know. It did something different. Like men's league is fun, but men's league is honestly, it's just there to get my footballing fix. Yeah. Nothing. Listen to anybody who's younger and watching this.
Yeah.
Here's a word of advice. Never, ever moan about going to practice. Never. I would kill for a team organized footy training session with a coach, pylons. Oh my god,
don't even complain about not wearing shin pads during games because you're gonna miss. Bro, I miss the little things. I miss pulling up my socks while the coach is in the change room talking about game plans.
Me too.
I'm just sliding the shin pad over taping my shins. Bro.
I miss. Remember, you know what I miss a lot? You know, in OSL games where both teams lined up and the referees checked your studs and make sure you had no necklaces and stuff. Oh, I miss that. I miss coach talking and like you're taping up, like people are taping up their wrists, taping up their shin guards. Like nobody's talking. All you hear is the sound of tape, shoelaces, cleats, and the coach talking. And I just there's something about that.
I miss friggin' going to school soccer the fall after you quit a team, and then when they talk to Johnny because Johnny's now on that team and they ignore you, and then we played them and then we smack their team and then we win the game.
Wait, what was this? What?
Wait. Wait, are we like from school or from another school?
I think Andre froze.
Oh, he's frozen. Sorry, we'll wait for you. Buddy.
I don't remember that. Was that elementary school? Is he talking about?
No, because
I didn't play soccer in high school. I didn't play soccer in high school at all. Like for school, like in elementary school, I don't know if Andre's talking shit. Our elementary school sucked ass. Like we had hockey players playing soccer for us.
No, I think he's talking about like at Campion. If we went to if we were watching a game or we were going to a game, maybe the opposing side had players that I knew, and they'll talk to me. Is that what you're talking about, bro? I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember at Soccer Center, we were playing a certain someone, and then the coaches of that team were there, and then we were walking down the stairs, I think.
Oh, yeah. At the OSA
right
Center.
I left it.
Yeah.
Right after
and then we slapped them.
That whole game
this is high school, right? This is high school?
Yeah, this was high school. This was the same coach that you
that cut me. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I remember that. I was like, what the hell are they doing here? And then I was like, okay, I guess they're just gonna watch this happen. And yeah.
Dude, I listen. It was crazy, bro. So I was talking to my this is a little bit off topic, but not off topic. It was more like I have good friends now that I probably would have never met if I didn't get cut. So, like, a part of me maybe should go up to him and just shake his hand and be like, thank you for cutting me. Because I made some really, really good friends playing on the C team that I still talk to today. And it's like, we were talking about, like, do you believe in fate? Or, like, do you believe in destiny?
Yeah.
And it was one of those, we were talking, and I was like, yeah, fuck, I believe in that shit. It's like, what's an example? I'm like, oh, easy. If I got cut, and I was ready to quit playing soccer. Like when I walked off the pitch there, I was telling myself that I don't think I'm going to put on another pair of boots outside of like just casual footy. And what happened was a few, months go by, and I think to myself, what if let me just check like rep registrations. Because I might just go and try out for the same team. The second I click my computer, it's on that day. I don't know what came over to me to check. I don't know what came over to me to check that website, but I checked it. And I'm like, shit, it's today. All right, fuck it. Let's go. I'm not registered or anything. I get there. There's a lady at the desk saying, what's your name? Are you registered? Do you have like your waiver filled out? Whatever. I said, or my dad said, no, we don't. We were on vacation, made up some bullshit excuse. She had every right to say no, which would make me turn around and go home. But she said, yeah, okay, sure. Just write your name on a piece of paper, go. God bless her soul. I played. I did not associate with that team at all. I trained mainly with the C team, and I made the C team. And from there, created like these friendships I have. So it's like, imagine if I didn't get cut. Imagine if I didn't check my computer on that specific day, and imagine if she didn't like bless me with entrance into the facilities. It's like, whoa.
Like even with us, the icebreaker for all of our friendships was footy.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know how to connect with you guys off the jump if we didn't play footy.
Andre and I were friends in like elementary school, and then in high school, I don't know, grade 9 and 10, we didn't talk much, and then footy kind of brought us back, right? Yeah, we had a few friends. You know what the crazy thing is? Listen, if we knew people who had half a decent opinion on footy, who made sense with their arguments, I don't think we'd talk, because then it'd be like, yeah, okay, we agree with you, and we'd move on. But because some of the opinions that were shared at that lunch table were so fucking dumb, we caused these arguments and like these lunch-long arguments that like we developed some sort of relationship. So maybe God bless those. Was it Shoals?
Yo, you're nuts for that. You're nuts for that, bro. That is flagrant.
God bless Shoals and God bless Liverpool. Liverpool's in 10th place at this time, and God bless that guy who said Liverpool's winning the league in the next 10 years.
I saw the standings, and I showed my sister. I'm like, all is right in the universe now. Everton, what was it? Was it Everton? Who? Y'all need to check again, bro. It was some crazy. It was like
all is not Everton. Right in the world.
It was Liverpool, Everton, and then what? Arsenal. I was like. I was like, the universe is okay.
No, but in high school, Arsenal were good, no? In high school, Arsenal were popping in high. Arsenal just signed Ozil in grade 12, I think.
They had 11. They were just getting over Arshavin.
Yeah,
bro. We were finishing top 4 with Chamak, and now we can't.
All I'm saying is Arsene Wenger. Nasty. The fact Arsene Wenger took you guys to top 4 with the team you guys had. You had Lucas Podolski in the team.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Chamak, Podolski, friggin' Yaya Sanogo. Nasty.
Yaya Sanogo was actually supposed to be good, though. I remember that.
You guys had Adebayor.
Was supposed to be good.
He was supposed to be the new Henry.
Don't talk about that heathen. Don't speak about that heathen ever.
You guys had Lord Bettner, bro. That was a crazy time,
true, bro. We've really fucked up. We really messed up not winning the league with Lord Bettner leading us. See, that's how you know. You know, everyone says Wenger's such a good coach. You can't win a league with Bettner on your squad. Then what are you even doing? Like, on the sideline, to be real.
All I'm saying is you guys got robbed.
And that guy,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Arsenal got in 2015, 2016. Arsenal got absolutely robbed, and they didn't get robbed in terms of it was unfair. No, Magic ruined their season. Leicester had no right winning that league that year. No right winning the league.
They were nasty. They were nasty. It was just Mahrez. It was Mahrez, Conte, and Vardy. That was Vardy.
It. But it's like, listen, Arsenal were playing literally the best football in the EPL, and just a magic run killed it for them.
Was that the same season where that team play where Giroud and Wilshere scored that crazy tiki?
That was against Norwich, I believe. Yes,
that was the same season.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, you guys got snakes still. You guys deserve to win the league.
I have no idea if that's the same season or not. But all I'm saying is we fucked it up. We've had an issue with defense for a very, 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 very long time. Literally since the Invincible, our defense has been shit ever since then. So,
it's a curse, bro. The Premier League goes like, you think you're gonna go undefeated and survive well for the next decade?
Yeah.
Last time Arsenal were in the Champions League, Middlesbrough and Hull City were in the Prem.
Yo, honestly, I
Hull
felt.
City used to be nasty. I remember that.
Boom! You didn't have to do that, but you just dropped the angle on
the a year before that. QPR was still in the league.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, QPR was in it twice though. They got relegated. They came back and they got relegated again.
That's back in the day when Junior Hoilett was a QPR, was a Ranger, bro.
That was back in the day when Frimpong was making videos with KSI.
Jeez, Emmanuel Frimpong.
That is jokes. That's when you guys had Flamini, bro. He was a Luca Tuso.
Oh, I remember Flamini.
Arteta was a player. Mathieu Flamini. Yo,
who else were like crazy players that just turned out to be busts?
Chesney.
Whoa, he's not a bust. He's the best goalkeeper on the planet. Polish power.
Before Chesney, Almunia. Jeez, nasty, bro.
Remember, Johnny, you guys had that wonder Hakeem Masture.
Oh yeah,
he was
super flop,
nasty. So remember Emery Moore for Dortmund?
Yeah, he was nasty too. But
you guys want to talk about
they got too much pressure too early for them to perform, and then
you know what? With all these flops, Januzaj didn't do half bad for himself.
Yo,
neither did that Norwegian guy. What's his name? From
Norwegian
Madrid. Guy. What's his name?
You're talking about Odegaard?
Yeah.
He's nasty. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's actually
he's been nasty. He's been nasty. What are you talking about?
I haven't been watching him. I haven't been hearing about him either. So
he's just been getting loaned out because Madrid's friggin' midfield has been stacked for 5 straight years.
I think he's playing in Madrid now, and he's doing really well for himself. No, now he's in Arsenal. Now he's in Arsenal. Yeah.
He's playing for Arsenal right now. But yeah,
he's good.
They've been stacked for they've had Modric, Isco, friggin' Casemiro. They've been stacked for a while. That's why he can't play.
Speaking of loans, it's gonna be a left turn. This had nothing to do with loans. But do you guys hear about that?
Bank loans? Bank loans.
What do they call it? Block trade sell-off or whatever. That $19 billion sell-off.
Okay, can you explain what this means? Because I read a lot of words with a lot of big numbers, and none of this means anything to me.
All right, I think I read like what a block trade was like literally half an hour before the podcast just to make sure I know. And if I understand the gist of it, is basically with money laundering, how if you gather a lot of money, you disperse it in different banking institutions, so people can't tell how much money you actually have. Block trading is basically the exact same, but with the opposite result. So you're selling off the normal general operation of block trading is, I want to sell off all my stocks, but I'm going to do it through multiple brokers and banking institutions. So nobody knows exactly how much I sold. But the reason why this one is crazy is because everybody knows how much because he did it in one transaction. He's like, oh, Goldman and Sachs sold off like $15 billion of their tech stocks in China and the US. Is like, well, that's a problem now, because now that we know how much has been lost and he did it in one transaction,
everyone's really, gonna start selling now.
That and people they say that it can fluctuate the pricing of that stocks and I guess that industry, because now you're just flooding the market all of a sudden with all these stocks that you just sold off. So now it can swing and you don't know what's gonna happen. So I guess I read it.
So invest in some techs, bro.
But I don't talk about stocks, man. My stocks are down $20. I'm so sad.
Holy. Didn't you just gain like 10?
Yeah, and now I'm down 20. So for those of you,
Goldman and Sachs, bro, they were just like, dude, let's just flood the market, bro.
It's depressing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I opened up my app last night and I'm looking at it. I'm just like, it just makes me sad, man. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not gonna show you. I'm looking at it right now, and it's just depressing. It's I am down $12.36 in April alone.
Forget Matchy. Just continue, Johnny.
Another thing that I learned is that the reason why it happens is because they speculate is either because a hedge fund was in serious trouble, or there was another like corporate financial family or business that needed the money liquidated immediately, which begs the question. Okay, so let's say if either of the two situations are true, and a hedge fund is where people invest into the company so that they can get money back. If you had to sell off stocks so you can keep your hedge fund up and running, that means we almost had another like AIG collapse from like 2008. And if they didn't do that, their hedge fund would have collapsed. Or if it was the other thing where a banking family needed a bailout or to liquidate assets, the bank almost went bankrupt, or something. They almost lost a lot of money if they hadn't done that, which is like,
listen, I'm gonna put a disclaimer that I don't know anything that I'm talking about, but based off my very brief amount of research and my vast amounts of hours listening to podcasts of other people talking about money that also didn't know about money, let me tell you this.
Don't think too hard, people. Remember.
It doesn't seem good. Any big movement. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it doesn't seem good, or there seem like they're preparing for something, or something's about to happen, or Bitcoin's about to go through the roof or something. But it could happen every day, and they just do it better, usual. But maybe the fact that they were in such a rush, they couldn't do it through the normal means, also means something. Or there's also this thing that I realized what happens is, I don't remember what it's called, but like when you invest, when you own stock in something, you could estimate it a time when you think it'll be high enough, and then you do like an automatic selling, right? Because so when Pfizer, the vaccine was made, the stocks jumped, and then there's a CEO or something that like all his stocks were just like sold like immediately. So it seemed all fishy, but it turned out that he had it set up from like years ago, and then he just ended up getting lucky, I guess. Or I'm gonna say lucky, I guess, because who knows? Who knows, man? Big money moves don't make sense, man. You never know what the real corporate elites, bro. You never know what they're up to. Whenever we find out something, they're already 5 steps ahead, bro.
All I'm saying is they ain't using Wealthsimple like me. That's what I'm saying. They're using they're playing cash. That's what they're doing, right?
Because
real time.
It's just funny because we're talking about the GameStop incident a few weeks or a month back.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, it's kind of funny. Like, even though GameStop was doing terrible, it's kind of funny how if it's not the actual Wall Street brokers that are engaged in whatever, if you try to do the same thing, it's like, no. We control the market. We're going to sell $19 billion off in one day. I've never heard of that people in the article I showed you guys, there's one guy who said, yeah, in all my 25 years of experience working here, I've never seen anything like that. That's weird, bro. It's I thought it was very interesting.
I don't know, bro. Pandemic part 2 is all I can say, man.
Yeah, can we not talk about the pandemic? I'm just
pandemic
this lockdown shit is actually getting to my head. Like I'm developing I'm twitching now. It's fine. Oh my god! Can we just I just want to see you guys again, man. I want to sit down on the couch. I want to breathe the same air you're breathing. That sounds so weird.
I'm gonna need you to rephrase that entire
sentence. Just want to sit beside you guys on the couch.
All right.
With the camera in front of us. That sounds even worse. Why does that sound so bad? Anyways, we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Right?
So
that was a good time to wrap it up.
The gist of this entire episode is that the Premier League is going to collapse because the Wall Street in Britain is going to sell off Premier League stocks in one night.
And then it's just going to result in complete bankruptcy. Yeah. And then we're going to the value of money will be no more because it'll be so dirt fucking whatever. Like it won't be, so we'll be trading chickens again.
I'm going to start a rumor that Barcelona is so poor that they've forgotten all about their monetary funds and they've started investing in Bitcoin and proposing
put it on Reddit. Put it on Reddit.
Played for that.
Put it on Reddit and then let it pick up some traction and off it goes. And then slap a TikTok video, TikTok clip, and that's it. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. This was episode 38 of the Don't Think Too Hard podcast, the podcast brought to you by Andre, Johnny, Patrick, and myself, Machi. Thank you for listening. Happy Easter for those of you who are celebrating. If you aren't celebrating, enjoy your weekend day off. We'll see you back here the same time, same place next week. Remember to like us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Stitcher, wherever you get your digital streaming, wherever you get your podcast, any digital streaming platform. We're on there. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification button. Bing. Thank you. Tell all your friends about us. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Don't Think Too Hard Podcast, at DT2H Podcast. Thank you for listening. Bye.